Okay, here we go again. How was the break? Fine? So, welcome to everybody for the big final of the startup competition of 4 years from now of the Smart City 2016. Thank you for coming, all of you, and thank you for the startups to be here. And thank you also the jury that has the very tough work to, to decide who will be the winner of this year. Let me introduce them. Liora Shechter, CIO of Tel Aviv. Thank you for coming. We have Niksa Vlahusic.
Yeah.
Almost. I have a bad accent. Sorry. From the Dubrovnik Development Agency. We have Philipp Bouteiller from Tegel Projekt, Berlin. Thank you for coming. And Fernando Rayón. He's playing at home because he's the Innovation Director of Akbar. Thank you very much, all of you. So now we will start this startup competition with the 5 startups. Each startup will have 4 minutes to present the project, okay? And to try to seduce the jury. 4 or 5? They told me 4. It's 5. It's 5, excuse me, made a mistake. It's 5, okay? It's 5. Sorry. 5 minutes. You will have 5 minutes, and then after your each pitch, we can ask if there is any question from the jury, just one question. It doesn't mean that each member of the jury will ask you, just one question. And also we will allow the audience if there is just one question. If not question, then we go forward with the different pitches. At the end of the 5 pitches, then the jury will have the very tough work to decide who's the winner. And then we will have the ceremony of the awards, which will be the award of this year. Not only the recognition, of course, to be the first and the winner of the startup finalist of today, but also this very nice 3D award made by 3D Olo, okay, from Brazil. They did it with their printer, the 3D printer. It's so nice, so cute, okay? And I think you have also a check of winner, okay? I will put it here just to put a little bit of pressure to you, okay? So we'll start with the first startup of tonight, coming from Estonia, Tallinn, COMODULE. Please come on stage. Big applause for him. Just to remind you, have 5 minutes, okay?
Yes, not 4. You hear me? Okay. Where are the slides? Oh, so hello, my name is Christian. I'm the CEO of COMODULE. And in COMODULE, we build connectivity solutions for bicycles and scooters, which we believe are the most important vehicle segment of the 21st century. This is because of urbanization. We just really don't fit on the streets anymore. And because of pollution, too many people are dying prematurely. And this is also shown in the numbers. The bicycle production has completely overpassed the production of cars in the last 50 years. And what is also interesting is that at the same time, the average price of a bicycle is climbing very fast. It's because people are dropping cars for bikes, and then they want them to be good, they want them to be of high quality, and they also want them to be connected. So what do? We build a small hardware device that we integrate into the vehicles during the manufacturing process. We then gather information from this vehicle and send it to our cloud server, where we can do data analytics and also customer behavior analytics for the manufacturers and the dealers. And at the same time, we also provide an end-user application so you can better interact with the vehicle. You can see when it's being stolen and get it back. So the product is made up of 3 pillars. As I said, the backend, the hardware, and the mobile app. And actually, I would say that 70% of the value we create is the value we create for the manufacturer, rather for the end user. We allow them to build better products, do over-the-air updates, optimize their costs. And for end users, we visualize the range, how far they can get, and maybe most importantly, we allow them to track the vehicle when it's stolen. So because bicycle theft is a very, very big issue. And why we do what we do is because this industry is becoming very important, it's becoming popular, it's becoming hip. but at the same time, it's very primitive and it's very old school and it's just very linear and there's no communication between the three different parties. So we want to bring it from a one-way street into bi-directional, a modern value chain where the customer is in the center and you can build services on top. You might have heard of bicycle sharing, of free-floating bicycle sharing, of different insurance deals, etc. So that we want bicycling and scooters also to become part of connected life as an approach. We are based in Tallinn and in Berlin. We also have a joint sales office in Taiwan, and our customers are in Europe and in the US. How we work is that we become the technology layer between the manufacturers and the end users. How do we earn money? We earn money per each vehicle being built. So we have a license deal with every vehicle that is being built. At the same time, we can also earn in the future from our ecosystem, brokering insurances, selling the data, having a marketplace to sell and change stuff. And we also earn from engineering services, because whenever we do these integrations, we also have a little bit of customization to do. Our team used to build electric racing cars before, so we really know what we're doing. We have a very high engineering skill set. But at the same time, we have taken a lot of people on board so that we would also understand that we need to build a product that the world actually needs and that we could also sell that product. So where we are today, we have done our market entry with electric vehicles because they have the highest margin and we can create the greatest value there. We are now moving into raising our A round, and with this we can go into all light vehicles, which means we can move away from electric vehicles only, but to all bikes in the world. And next spring we're also launching a sharing product for electric scooters. So if somebody knows e-Cultra in Barcelona, for example, we're going to help everybody to start their own e-Cultra. So it's going to be Uber for electric scooter sharing. Thank you very much. Building emissionless transport is our passion, and we would love to meet with everybody who invests in vehicles, shares vehicles, or builds vehicles. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any question from the jury? Just one.
Only one?
Only one question,
I
yeah.
had at least 10. Okay.
Choose the best.
That's tough. Love it. Great idea. Question, fleet management box ticked, that I do understand, but the end user benefits, could you elaborate on that? Because if the GPS tracking is the only benefit I have as an end user, then I could say I have a great insurance, and whenever my bike gets stolen, I can upgrade my equipment, which is kind of handy. So what's the end user benefit if it's not for fleet management?
So number one end user benefit that everybody understands is tracking. So somebody stealing your bike, you get a notification. If you look at electric vehicles, what we can also do are we can visualize range. So if you're on an electric scooter, we can actually show you on the map how far you can get with this vehicle. We can customize the vehicle, so you can change how fast does it accelerate. If you give it to your child, you can put it in child mode, or to your grandmother. And we, most importantly, I think, is that we, for the first time ever, we can create the bridge between the end user and the manufacturer or the dealer. So you can directly communicate with each other. So if you also have a problem with the vehicle, you can get a response very quickly. So everything in the world is hackable if you're talking with Russians, Israelis, or the CIA. But you can tweak the vehicle to the limits that we set.
So thank you. Is there any question from the audience? No? No questions? So a big applause for COMODULE. Thank you very much.
And we also have a booth. So
Okay, you can visit them. So next one, CitizenLab from Brussels, Belgium. Please come on stage. Big applause for her. Look, isn't it nice?
Yeah, it's
Do you like it?
I like it a lot.
Okay, go for it.
It matches our colors. So good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Aline, and I'm the co-founder of CitizenLab. I'm very happy to be here today, especially at the Smart City Expo this year, since the topic of this year is cities, and we are citizens, and we focus on the citizens. So last year or 2 years ago, I live in Brussels, and I had a green idea for my neighborhood, but it was very hard to communicate this to my local government. And then I went to talk to the local government, and then they told me, like, okay, we also have a problem. We don't reach the people like you, younger people. So that's why we thought, let's make a solution for this. We created CitizenLab, which is a civic engagement platform on which citizens can co-create their city. So citizens submit ideas on our platform, they vote for proposals, and they have a discussion online. The city, on the other hand, they are using this input from mainly younger citizens for decision-making and policy-making. We started in Belgium, since we're based in Brussels, and in less than 1 year, we have around 15 cities in Belgium and the Netherlands using our platform. Around 20,000 citizens were active on our platforms, and more than 1,000 proposals have been submitted. So we're working hard to empower citizens. This is a very concrete example in the city of Hasselt, which has around 80,000 inhabitants. And there we worked on the co-creation of a park. So people could submit ideas for their park. This is an example of an outdoor office with Wi-Fi. We collected around 100 ideas. Now we're in the phase of communicating feedback, showing the sketches. And in 2017, all these ideas will be, or not all of them, but some ideas will be implemented. How do we make money? We sell a SaaS subscription to city governments, so they don't need to develop this kind of solutions in-house. Our pricing plans are based on the size of the city, so the number of inhabitants. In 2016, we generated revenue of around 85K, and by 2017, we forecast a 500K revenue. Next to traditional ways of reaching out to the city governments, we really want to focus on sharing best practices between the cities. So we do that via writing blog posts, curating content in our newsletters, but also publishing these use cases in the local press. The market, so we first validated this Belgian and Dutch market, and we're now ready to scale to other countries in Western and Northern Europe, and we calculated a market potential of around 180 million. So why are we different from the other civic engagement platforms which are also on this Smart City Expo? One is we focus very much on usability, not only for the citizens, but also for the city, making it as easy as possible to do civic engagement. And then on the other hand, we have a backend which shows dashboards and insights in what the citizens are thinking. We are ready to empower more citizens. Since last month, we raised our seed funding round of $500,000, which we'll use to scale up and optimize the platform. But not only Belgian investors are backing us, but also researchers on the topic of civic engagement. I'm not alone. I have my colleagues here in the audience, which are also very ambitious. And we have a background going from business to urbanism over web development. So if you want to help us empower more citizens, feel free to vote for us here at the Smart City Awards. Thank you. Any questions?
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Any question from the jury? You are very active, Philipp, today. Yes.
Hey, I'm an entrepreneur myself, so.
Yeah, that's great.
Could you tell me a little more about your sales approach? Because this sounds like a city-to-city approach where you have to do a lot of convincing. There are so many stakeholders before they actually take such a purchasing decision.
So what's very important, let's say in the B2Gov market, is having these initial references and use cases. We worked very hard to get them, and now we have them. So we kind of are creating the pressure, like you're lagging behind if you don't do e-participation. And we're just showing them like other cities are doing this in this way. So it's just easy to replicate the same approach.
Like the moral blackmailing.
A question from the audience?
That's perfect. You're doing my job. Perfect. Okay. See you later. Okay.
No one? Okay. Thank you.
Yes, there's just one question. Yeah. Thank you. Big applause for her, please. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations. I love the idea.
Thank you.
And how was the process to involve the citizens at the beginning, to make them participate and propose, and how they get feedback of their ideas being implemented? Because this is something that I think we have to let them know that this is working, because they can stop giving ideas.
So first of all, to answer your first question, we work together with the communication department of the city. So we set out a communication strategy together with them. Next to that, we also use advertising to reach out to more citizens. And for the feedback loops, we have timelines put in place, which communicates the process or the phases from the beginning. So if you submit a proposal on the platform, you know, okay, in 2 months, I'll get feedback on my idea, which is super important to match the expectations of the citizens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So next one on the stage, please. Elephant Energy from Dublin, Ireland. Please, big applause for him and his elephant.
I usually do this as a ventriloquist, so I just sit down here. Hi, my name's Joe, and I'm the co-founder of Energy Elephant. Energy Elephant helps cities and organizations and businesses make better energy decisions. We do this with their energy data. Not the energy data that they might have, the energy data that they have already today. So, there's a big problem with energy data. I mean, I've walked around here today and there's hundreds of businesses talking about how we can create new energy data. But the problem is that we already have energy data and it just sits there unused and unloved and not really doing much for us. There's no really effective way for businesses and organizations and cities to combine all this information to help them make good energy decisions quickly. There's major energy challenges ahead. We all know that we have to decarbonize our energy mix. We have to get energy more affordable, which is even more important. And we have to increase our security of supply, in particular in Europe, because we're net importers of energy. Bad energy choices are causing millions of deaths every year. The IEA estimates 6.5 million people die every year, primarily through air pollution from fossil fuel use. And finally, over 80% of businesses in the UK and Ireland in particular, this metric is for, are paying more than they need to, which is something that we should really think about when we're thinking about the cost effectiveness of energy. The solution is really straightforward. It's Energy Elephant. Energy Elephant helps businesses and organizations build an energy database, visualize the data, analyze it, and provide ongoing support. And we do this using an organization's energy bills. So everyone here gets an energy bill for their house or for their business, electricity, gas, fuel, and the software analyzes that data and provides insights into it and how they can save. The most important thing with any startup is the team. We're quite a small, compact team based in Ireland and California, but we really have some major hitters in it. Myself and Owen are the co-founders. We've Dermot Mulvihill is the former CFO of Kingspan. It's the world's largest insulation company. And Owen O'Neill is a professor of entrepreneurship in Trinity College Dublin and has over 50 years experience in the energy sector at an international level. Our value proposition is really simple. Our end goal and mission is to organize and analyze the energy data of the world. And that's any energy data that's out there. So we're a data analytics company that makes software that collects, analyzes, and interprets energy data, giving energy users and energy professionals insights into smarter energy use and cost reductions, which is a key thing when we speak to our business users. So the business model is very simple. It's software as a service. It's free to anyone. Anyone on the planet can upload an energy bill and get their initial dashboard back. But if you want the really deep insights into what the data is telling you, you have to pay for it, and that's primarily for businesses and local authorities. And that starts at $5,000 a year. And for enterprises, we build a package up based on what they want to see. Some of our current users include H&M. We're doing a energy analytics for all their Southeast Asia manufacturing facilities. Starbucks, Coffee, Fiat Chrysler, and the first city we've done it for is Dublin City Council and a number of local authorities in Ireland. And the fantastic thing about this is we can do the analytics for the city in an hour. So we take a couple of thousand energy bills, an hour later they've their full analytics done. So it's a really, really fast, effective solution. The market size is massive. There's over 2 billion energy bills issued every single month on the planet. Now, from my perspective, that's an awful lot of confused people at the end of the letter, because energy bills are not designed for people to understand. It's 6 trillion that's spent every year, and that was in 2011, on fuel use on the planet. So it's a massive market. If you can help people purchase the energy more effectively, but also help them then use it in a more sustainable manner. From a competitive landscape, it really is something as non-tech as spreadsheets, door-to-door sales, consultants. There's a huge amount of work done in that space. Moving up the chain, most of these are actually next door in utility week and a few outside as well. But really where we want to fit is at the top end of high tech and potential growth, because essentially our system is fast and effective and it will work today for users out there. Our competitive advantage is really being first to market with the technology and software we've developed. The ease of use, you drag and drop an energy bill in and you get your analytics back. We have an artificial intelligence platform that basically gets smarter. So the more energy bills we process, the smarter the system gets. And all our users will say that every month there's new components to the system that's giving them maybe even more insights into how they're using energy and how they can save money and how they can deploy renewables better that they didn't pay for at the beginning, but they're getting it because they're part of the platform. It's multi-fuel, so we do electricity, thermal fuels, and transport fuels, and there's very few other competitors that do that. It takes a couple of seconds to run, and finally, we love the fact that we're called Energy Elephant. Nobody ever forgets an elephant. Our current status is we've been very fortunate and won a number of awards, from being shortlisted for TechCrunch Disrupt last year in London, down to winning European prizes last summer, and actually recently just been nominated for innovation in the National Irish Energy Awards. So we've done an awful lot in less than 2 years that we've been going. So we've got our MVP. We have paying customers, which is really important to say. We've global users, so we've users in over 60 different countries. And we're currently speaking to investors and customers. So if you fit into either of those categories, please come speak to us. So I'll leave it there and just say, smart cities use Energy Elephant. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any question?
Hi. First of all, you're dealing with a very important field, so it's very important work. But if I were a business, how are you planning to collect the data, the energy data for my business first? And then can you give some example about what a business can expect to find out in your product? Starbucks that you said as a customer and so on.
So I'll take you through what actually happened this morning. So we had a cinema chain that trialed the platform this morning. So they literally went onto the platform, created their account, and they just went onto their supplier account, downloaded their energy bills, so electricity and gas primarily, and some LPG and some oil. They uploaded it onto our platform, and they basically click on a button that says cost data, and the system analyzes how much they're currently spending versus what the market rates are for each of those different fuels, and it calculated a saving of just over 18,000 euros. That's for a small chain. That's just based on them changing their tariffs for energy use. For the more sophisticated users, for let's say retail chains, they can actually look at the way the bill is broken down. So in the UK and Ireland, you have standing charges and variable charges. So it analyzes what you're paying for your variable charges and tries to see whether you're getting a cost competitive price for it. It also looks at your standing charges, which are generally based on your capacity and how much you consume at a peak time. and it just sees whether you're paying for more capacity than you need. So a really good analogy is like if you get 1,000 text messages on your plan every month for your mobile phone and you only use 10, why would you pay for 1,000? And that's what's currently happening in a lot of the markets that are out there. And it's those type of insights that it provides. It also looks at any outliers. So it looks at all your different cinemas and says there's these 3 all seem to be using a lot more than any of the others. And based on the floor area of those buildings, they probably shouldn't be. So it helps them focus. If they're going to do projects on energy efficiency, it helps them focus on which ones to do. And then from an ongoing perspective, if they do projects on the ground, and a lot of our users are doing this, they can validate the savings. So if somebody comes in and says, I'm going to sell you solar PV panels, it'll show them how much they've saved cost-wise, but also on consumption, and verify it going forward, so it's not just a once-off.
I do get the B2B case. The B2C case escapes me. I don't think there is one, but within the B2B, you're basically saying you price optimize my CO2 consumption. What are you doing, or what can you do to save the world?
Short answer, please.
Short answer. We show them how much it's actually cost data for energy, not carbon. But we do look at the we help them. We show them exactly what their carbon footprint is today, and we basically can show them then which technologies they should be deploying into their buildings. Now that's a much more sophisticated analysis, but it means they can have price certainty about the investments that they're making.
Okay. Is there any question from the audience? Yes? You have a microphone over there?
Hi. If you were a consultancy firm and you're basically presenting projects to bigger buildings or such, could you use this as a platform to showcase what you do to save energy? Say you're saying you're going to help them save energy. Could you use it as a platform and then showcase their building or showcase different buildings to proof that you're using it instead of just your own business?
Short answer is yes, and we do have some trial consultants using the platform for that purposes to verify their projects to their clients.
Thank you very much. Okay, good job, guy. Next one, coming from Oulu, Finland. Yes, Vessla. Please, big applause for him.
Hi everyone, my name is Carl and I'm the Chief Business Development Officer of Vessla. Vessla is a one-year-old company that is based in Oulu, Finland, and our mission is to provide smart and green IoT solutions for smarter cities. Nowadays, we can see this kind of information that is on printed paper almost everywhere. Now that is not a sustainable or an efficient way of displaying information in a smart and modern society. Now LED screens and tablets can be an alternative, but those devices cost a lot. They have huge installation and installation training fees, as well as regular maintenance fees. Not to speak of the energy that they constantly consume, and they have to be plugged into a power source. So Vessla will improve the way information is being shared and displayed. Our solution is an e-paper-based information screen that can be placed virtually anywhere, since it is completely cordless. It consumes 99% less energy than LED screens and tablets, and it is also always connected to Wi-Fi. Now this device will be powered by solar panels that is integrated on the edges of the frame. This means that regular indoor lighting will be able to charge the internal battery in this device. Now our customers will be able to maintain, update, and control the content through our app, which we also provide. So this means that you can virtually be anywhere in the world. You can create the content in the app, and you upload it to the screen, and it will display the new content. So this solution will bring time savings, will bring down the cost, and it will Sorry, I lost it. All right, let's go. The IoT market is huge today, and it will be growing even more during the coming years. It is estimated that by the year 2020, over 50 billion devices will be connected online globally. Now, our starting point is to introduce these displays in residential buildings, in hotels, and in elevators, since we have found a clear need for better information processes within these areas. Now, our business model includes a free trial, and then it goes to device as a service. And that means that we'll provide a full package solution that includes the hardware, the software, and any customer care if needed, such as the initial setup. Now, we have various sizes of the screen, and these are the monthly prices for our 6-inch version. So the more screens you order, the lower monthly per screen cost. Comparing to our competitors, Vessla is much more affordable, and our solution has very low power consumption. We also offer our customers full freedom of what they want to display when they want to display it. Now, we're currently testing this. We're piloting this solution with top companies. And when we were in Silicon Valley, we also got into the Verizon Innovation Program. That will help us get exposure to investors, relevant businesses, and the media in the US. We have 2 previous investments, and the Finnish government is also sponsoring us with grants. We have been in 2 different accelerators, one being a Microsoft accelerator, and Mark Dillon, the former CEO and co-founder of Yolla, is our business advisor. So these are the founders of Vessla. That's me to the left, Sean in the middle, and Asmo to the right. We have known each other for a very long time, and we are all very passionate about creating smart and green solutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great solution. How do you protect them against theft?
Thank you for the question. Of course, any hardware can be copied, and that's why we are focusing so much on the software and the app. So with our solution, the app will only work with our device. And the thing is, our device, it's so affordable, so if you're going to use this solution, you can still buy the original device instead of like a copy from China, for instance. And the cost for the 6-inch version was 25 euros, and that's handmade. So in mass production, the cost will be lower, of course. And we do also have several patents pending for this solution.
Is the screen only black and white, or?
We have color prototypes as well, but the displays are coming from e-ink, and we are building all the rest of the electronics around it. And we're not happy about the color quality of their display. They are still in the prototype phase. But in the future, when that is out in the market, we will definitely use color versions as well. So.
Any question from the audience? Yes.
Well, my question is related that you're trying to put these devices in hotels and residential buildings. Well, now we're seeing that a lot of hotels, they're trying to reduce their lighting costs. So now they're, for example, in some hotels, the hallways, they turn off the lights. How will you cope with this kind of situation in the future?
If there isn't any lighting, it could still be charged through with wires then. But the thing is, this should be in lighted areas because the purpose of this is to display information for people to see. So for instance, in a hotel environment, these could be placed outside meeting rooms or conference rooms, even in hotel restaurants, for instance.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So we've been traveling through Finland, Ireland, Belgium, and Estonia, and now we land at home, Barcelona. Big applause for wesmartPark. Go ahead.
Thanks. Well, welcome. My name is Juan. I'm the founder of CEO of wesmartPark. So I would like to ask you if you know what means that number. That number is the amount of people that today is living in cities. But by 2040, this number will increase until more than 6,000 millions. So that means that our urban infrastructure are going to be at least 1.5 times more stressed. Let me show you an example of that stress. I will show you how is looking the beach of Barcelona today and how is looking a beach from a Chinese city today. This is what the cities are going to face in the next 20 years. Okay? A huge challenge regarding how to provide water, energy, and mobility solutions for their citizens. Let's take care about mobility. This is the number of cars that today are driving in world cities. And 20% of their driving time, they are just looking for a free parking spot. So that means that car mobility has a huge inefficiency. It's 20% of the time. And what it means in a day, in a world, that inefficiency? That means more than 3 million of kilometers driven unnecessary. More than 200 millions of liters of fuels consumed unnecessary. And more than 500 million of tons of CO2 emitted. And of course, we all get crazy when we have to look for a parking spot in a city. It's incredibly hard and it's incredibly expensive. So, while we keep this inefficiency, we have the 30% of real estate parking spots empty. And the ones who are owned or rented, they are 40% of their time free. So, in Barcelona, this means that we have more than 500,000 spots completely free. That means almost 69% of our parking infrastructure. So once we came to that point, we say, if we have to face this urban growth, do we really need to build up more parking facility? And our answer is no. So let's take a closer look. There is a huge opportunity behind. How are those real estate car parks rented today, marketed? Like this. They just stick ads into the walls, or they publish their offer on the website. And they need one key to get access to one of those car parks. So that system is not flexible. But here comes our solution, wesmartPark. What we are doing is very simple. We are connecting the city drivers, which are looking for a parking spot, with these thousands of underused parking spots that we have nowadays in our city. And we benefit both sides. The citizens, the drivers, they can park 60% cheaper and faster. And the car park owners, they can get 3 times more revenues by renting their spots through wesmartPark. So our vision for cities is build it and reuse it until it's completely used before to build a new one facility. And our mission for the cities is to open these underused facilities to improve urban quality, and to equip then all these new facilities opened to the city with electrical charging points to improve electrical mobility. So our technology is simple. We build up hardware that connects the parking through our web platform, and our users, they can use a simple app to use the service. 3 clicks, you get your parking. And what we do is very simple. We acquire parkings, and we connect them with users. Nowadays, we have more than 80 car parks in Barcelona and Madrid, and more than 45,000 users. Our business model is simple, too. We get 50% of the revenues produced on the parking. So, some data about the business. Okay, economically, the business is growing pretty good. This is the daily revenues that we had to create every day, from the beginning, in the pilot in Barcelona 2013 until today. It's about 200,000 euros per day. But what are the users saying about our service? We are really proud about it. They are really happy. We have very nice app valuations, 4.6 about 5 in Google Play, and with thousands of comments of people saying that they love the service. The retention rate is also really high. From each 100 users that are trying our service, 73% they try it again. And which has been the impact that we had on the city like Barcelona. So after more than 150,000 parking operations, we saved to a city more than 800,000 kilometers. more than 51,000 fuel of liters and more than 128 tons of CO2, just because people go directly to the car park. Well, who's behind wesmartPark? Of course, I am behind wesmartPark, but there is a huge and nice, talented and young team, which is working closely with key stakeholders like car manufacturers, energy sellers, and real estate developers to disrupt urban planning and urban mobility. So thank you very much for your time. I'm open to your questions, and we will work hard to make you park cheaper.
Question, please, from the jury.
Please, does the owner of the parking need to make some installation or some?
Sure. As I said during the presentation, we develop a hardware first that we install in the car park. What does it mean? We have to open a door. Therefore, we install some RFID system to recognize our users. But we have also to manage the inside. And we are working with real estate car parks. So we have to make sure who is parking where. So we install also a sensor which is telling us where is the car really parked.
Fantastic idea for now. If forecasts are correct, within the next 5 to 7 years, we are going to see a lot of autonomous vehicles entering the spaces. How is your business model going to evolve?
That's a good point. In fact, we are working with car-sharing companies. Because, of course, car sharing, it's the evolution of rent-a-car business model. And it has less parts on the value chain. Car sharing needs basically cars, parking, and access system. Parking is a key point for them. The autonomous vehicle would be very good in cities like Barcelona. But in cities like Mataró or like, I don't know, let me see an international city. Cities like German cities and Viersen with less than 100,000 inhabitants, car sharing services and autonomous models will not be able there. So in those places where it's hard to park too, this kind of technology can help them.
Is the hardware part developed by your startup company or?
We did everything, the hardware, the software, and the app.
And what does the hardware include?
Well, include something to open the door, is an RFID system. Then we have a control unit, we call it like this, which is the thing which is getting the signals from the door, the signals from the spot, and it's reporting the web platform with a M2M SIM card and also a modem, 3G modem, and has a little bit of intelligence to work offline also. And then the sensor. This is the hardware.
Thank you, the jury.
Thanks.
Is there any question from the audience? Yes, 1, 2, my God.
Yes, hello. Very good concept. But in the end, you said you are going to take 50% of the revenues. How did you calculate this rate? How do you justify it? And is there going to be a decrease during the time when the system is up and running more widespread?
That's a good point. We have to distinguish that we are not working with the car parks that you can use today. So we are not working with interparking, we are not working with M-Park, we are not working with continental parking. We are working with real estate parking. And the business model of those car parks is to rent every spot to a single user every month. And they are paying monthly 100 euros, right? And this is how it works here in Spain, okay? With our system, you can rent it per minute. And then they can produce 400 euros a month for this spot. So we get 50%. If I would like to work with the ones who are selling already the car parks publicly, then my rate will be lower. Because they are managing the parking, and I'm bringing them only new offer. But I'm doing both sides. I'm managing the parking, and I'm bringing the offer. The owner only apports the asset, the real estate asset.
Very short answer, please.
Yeah. My question is about the tax. Because the parking lot is private, now we rent. So does any influence for your real estate tax or income tax?
No, that's a very good question. Because to make this business legal, what do we do? Of course, you are now allowed to rent your spot, but you have to pay taxes. Therefore, we only work with companies. And if we want to work with private individuals like you and me, then we will create a special kind of society that, at least in Spain, is called Comunidad de Bienes, where you apport some goods to the company, and I help you to get profit from that goods. But the contract will be between your society created for that and my society. Then we can take the PAT, we can take the I don't know how to say that in English, but the renta, the taxes about my benefits and so on. It's completely legal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, that's it, guys. So you're competing for that. Not only for that, the recognition, of course, of being the winner of this 2016 Startup Competition of Smart City. I want to ask you a big clap for them, because it's very tough to be here and to pitch in front of you. So now, I have to be honest, I'm very lucky, guys, because I'm not jury today, because it's very tough now to put your notes on these fantastic projects.
We have to announce our decision.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I will announce it just after the presentation that we will have from the winner of last year. Pau Gargallo is on the stage. Please come on the stage, please. He's the winner of the edition of 2015. And he will explain how his life has changed. You're happier than last year?
Much happier.
Yes, that's good. I was waiting this answer.
Yeah, right.
So he will explain a little bit his achievements with his company. Is it here or not?
No.
Where is the presentation? We have a fantastic technician guy. Look. Look, he's moving. Look. We have a smart computer, you know. Mapillary. So he will explain a little bit his achievements, and then the jury has to decide who's the winner. Very tough work, guys. You are copying? Wow. Okay. So after his presentation, then we will say who's the winner of this edition, okay? So enjoy with Pau.
Cool, thank you. Okay, so I'm Pau Gargallo. I'm here to talk to you about Mapillary, the company I work for. And Mapillary is a service for crowdsourcing street-level photos and extracting data from it. What we do is that we collect images from any camera and from any user that has been geotagged, and we put them all together in a map so that you can have a kind of a street view experience. This is how it looks on the web. You have a small map where you can click, and when you click, you see an image from that place. And the image has been contributed from any of our users. And you also get some arrows to move around, so we connect this image so you can explore the places. So far, we have mapped 2 million kilometers, all of those by our users. And this is done using 100 million images. We put that big because we just got this milestone this week, so we are happy about that. This is how the coverage looks in main cities like San Francisco. So the green lines are places where we have photos from. So you can click on any of those places and you will see an image of that place. Same for Helsingborg in Sweden. That's been done not by users but by professional users, and other cities in Sweden. So what we provide is the scalability in photo capture, and we are scalable because anyone can map. So traditional way of getting images for maps is to build a car with lots of cameras and move it around, or eventually put cameras on helicopters and fly it over the cities. We believe there's an easier way. Anyone could just take their phone or whatever they have and take pictures of places. If they take many pictures, then on our backend we can connect them and create this street view experience. We have users all around the world taking pictures and sharing them via Mapillary. We have a community of users that also use OpenStreetMap. They are the most they are the most active. And as I said, we take pictures from any camera, from phones to action cameras, or even professional cameras, even professional vans equipped with many cameras. We can ingest any kind of image. And we can even ingest images taken by our users, which are very innovative in the way to put cameras on them. Besides collecting these images, we are also extracting information from them. So we do that using computer vision, which is my main work on the company. And yeah, for all of the images we get, we try to extract as much information as we can. In this case, it's traffic signs. So we detect traffic signs on all of the images, and because we know where the images are, we can put those traffic signs on a map. We started this year also classifying every single pixel on the images into categories. So we know for all of the images we get, we know what is the ground, what is the sidewalk, where are the cars, where are the buildings. And because we get many images of the same place, we can connect them and make sense of them in 3D. So in this case, for every pixel on every image, we get their 3D position, and we create this 3D point cloud that gives a very detailed HD map of the place. And we do that from images contributed by our users, so we don't even need to go to a city to get a 3D scan of it. Yeah, well, this place, let me say a bit what we did last year since the award. It's been an exciting year. We raised our Series A, and this helped us growing. That's been mainly a year of growth. We hired more people. We rebuilt totally our front end. We hired some amazing researchers from grads that are helping with the computer vision part. And we're excited about how things are going, and we hope that we will join us and map the world with us. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Pau. Yep. So I still do not have the results, so what we can do you have any question? Or do you have any question to him? Yes? I will ask them first. Okay, just.
How do you earn money?
Good question. So we have different categories of offers. We sell our data. So the data we get from the images, we sell it, either as a service or either as a block. Like we can extract all the traffic signs of an entire city and sell this. Or we can also have services like if you want to integrate our viewer onto your system, then we charge you as a service.
More questions? Yes.
How do you convince people to share their photos with you, or even tougher, how do you convince people to take pictures for you?
Yeah, that is a good one. People do it. That's what I can say. Many people are excited about sharing places. So they see us as a platform for sharing their city. And they are also excited that they can do that collaboratively. So they like the fact that they can just go take pictures, and then there will be a map that they contributed, and they will feel proud of it. The images themselves are offered on a Creative Commons license. So some people, it's open enough so that people think it is worth contributing by creating an open platform. The only alternative they have right now is Google Maps, which they cannot really contribute to. And it works for them. I would say it works for them just as Wikipedia or OpenStreetMap, where users are proud of making something together. So we just reached these 100 million images, all contributed by users, with some of them contributed by companies. And to me that's a proof that it works. And we didn't do any marketing or anything. We just offered the thing, and people embrace it. So.
Are you crawling for the images that are public on the web, or do users just have to upload it by themselves?
I didn't understand.
Are you using the public images? For example, my Facebook profile is public.
Yeah, okay. So submitting an image to Mapillary requires accepting the terms of Mapillary. So usually you have to go through one of our ways to upload. So you can either take them with our app or use our uploader, but we don't really go through other services to collect data from there. Yeah, just because we would need this service to accept our terms first. We are doing a bit of this from Panoramio, which is closing down. We are easing the way for people to extract their data from Panoramio, and then we import it to Mapillary, but it's like a special case.
Okay, thank you. Before I give the result that I have here, I think there is a short video. I remind it. A short video about the 4 years from now, 2016 edition of the Smart City. Okay. Okay, thank you. So please, Pau, come on stage. Just stand up, and we'll read with you, okay? You will read. Who's the winner? Yes. Now, the winner is
wesmartPark.
Thank you very much. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much.
You want some words? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, but I have to say that after seeing the winner of last year, guy, it's unbelievable what you did. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Well, thank you very much. We will use this opportunity to work harder and to keep working on helping urban mobility. And I don't know what else to say. Thank you very much. Gracias.
So thank you very much to all of you.
Anyway, I'm a little bit stressed because I'm going to have a baby in days, so I want to go out from here. So thank you very much.
Run and go. And see you next year on the same stage, okay? Thank you very much. And thank you also for the other startups. It was great job. And you can find them in the booth in the 4 years from now area, so you can have some networking with them and also with the winner. So thank you very much. See you next year. Bye-bye.